Floyd Mayweather's inability to properly read wasn't just a running joke started by 50 Cent. It's a fundamental issue that has profoundly impacted his entire life, leading to significant financial turmoil and legal battles. For instance, pictures show Floyd signing a contract, then immediately afterward holding the aircraft purchase and sale agreement. Many of 50 Cent's observations about Floyd proved to be accurate. In a famous challenge, 50 Cent offered to donate $750 to Floyd's chosen charity if he could read one full page of a Harry Potter book, a challenge often compared to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Floyd Mayweather's intense focus on boxing during his youth meant he didn't receive a comprehensive education, resulting in poor reading skills, which has been documented on camera. He once attempted to explain his financial acumen, stating, "I make smart investments. That's why right now with this huge mess that's going on, all this crazy stuff that's going on." While Floyd Mayweather did achieve massive success, earning millions, even $1 billion, his lack of literacy meant he often signed contracts without fully understanding them, frequently leading to subsequent lawsuits. It appears he often relied on his intuition rather than thorough review or legal counsel. Consider the Manny Pacquiao fight, arguably the biggest contract and pay-per-view event of his career. Floyd turned the signing into a spectacle, purchasing a special pen and glove to sign in style, which he even filmed. However, did he secure the best possible deal? Likely not, as he is now suing Showtime, the platform that staged the event, for over $300 million, alleging they misappropriated a substantial portion of his earnings. The lawsuit specifically names the Manny Pacquiao fight, accusing Showtime Networks and former Showtime sports president Stephen Espinosa of fraud, civil conspiracy, and unjust enrichment. The central claim is that they colluded with his former advisor and manager, Haymon, to misappropriate at least $340 million from the massive pay-per-view revenue through hidden accounts, unauthorized transfers, and withheld financial records. Revealing clip shows Floyd struggling to read while referencing Showtime, suggesting he blindly trusted the company, believing they had his best interests at heart. However, with hundreds of millions at stake, many are willing to engage in dishonest practices. In one instance, while promoting his fight against Logan Paul, Floyd mentioned, "A lot of the stuff we can't film is because it's for Showtime. So, hopefully you all can just respect that, because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes." Instead of spending an estimated $20 on a fancy pen and glove, Floyd could have invested in a top-tier legal team to safeguard his interests against Showtime. Dealing with hundreds of millions demands a robust team of lawyers to ensure protection and accountants to manage finances. These less glamorous investments might not have fit Floyd's flamboyant lifestyle, but they were crucial. When dealing with complex agreements, even with the best legal representation, a fundamental understanding of the terms is essential. Floyd, however, reportedly avoided reading or comprehending the details, forcing him to place blind trust in others. With hundreds of millions involved, this vulnerability left him exposed to potentially dishonest individuals like Haymon. The unfortunate reality of lacking a basic education is the increased susceptibility to scams, making the choice of trustworthy guides paramount. Many are trying to decipher the situation involving Floyd Mayweather, Haymon, and the alleged $100 million Haymon supposedly stole, with rumors even circulating that Haymon has gone missing. Adrian Broner previously revealed that receiving payments from Haymon could take years, sometimes 3, 4, 5, or even 6 years, and he was still receiving money when he left PBC. It's plausible that when Floyd spoke of making smart investments, it was Haymon, not Floyd himself, who was managing those investments. If these investments didn't pan out, it could explain the financial discrepancies. This situation raises concerns for Gervonta Davis, who faces his own legal troubles. Floyd reportedly introduced Davis to Haymon, and Davis himself stated that Haymon controls all his finances. If Davis wanted to buy a luxury watch, he had to consult Haymon, who would then arrange the payment. This level of control is concerning, especially as it now forces Davis to potentially come out of retirement. Every payment received from Gervonta Davis, via wire transfer, consistently originated from Haymon Development, never directly from Gervonta Bryant Davis. Even when money was sent to Davis for partnerships, it went to an account that felt like an elementary school account, eventually funneled back to Haymon Development. Any significant purchase, be it a house, a car, or even settling bills with jewelers like Ice Socks or Iceman Nick, required Haymon's approval. Floyd's lawsuit against Showtime, alleging that Al Haymon misallocated $400 million and that Showtime enabled him, suggests that Floyd cannot directly sue Al Haymon. This implies that many of those accounts were likely under Al Haymon's name, leaving Floyd in a difficult predicament, fighting legal battles while his money is in question. For Floyd, everything was about presentation. He seemed to prioritize the perception of wealth over actually securing it during his earning years. He once famously declared, "I told them they should never let me get my hands on a piece of paper. Never. It was going to be a wrap." Floyd Mayweather and 50 Cent were once close friends. 50 Cent's public taunts and advice about reading, though passive-aggressive, were arguably attempts to help Floyd. 50 Cent even escalated his challenge, saying, "Jimmy said that Floyd accepts the challenge, that he'll put it on the actual show. So you can read it on the show. We don't want to put pressure on you. We know you can't pronounce those words in that Harry Potter book, so we're going to let you read Cat in the Hat." Had they remained friends, 50 Cent, who had faced his own financial setbacks, could have offered valuable guidance to Mayweather. 50 Cent's own struggles included irritating a judge by posting pictures that suggested he had vast sums of money while claiming bankruptcy, such as an image of him eating a money sandwich, finding money in his fridge, a coffee table made of money, and spelling broke with cash. This highlighted Mayweather's fundamental misunderstanding of bankruptcy, specifically the difference between Chapter 11 reorganization and Chapter 7 liquidation. Floyd, however, believed he could simply pull money from his multiple companies, each holding millions, to take those pictures. Now, rumors about Floyd Mayweather's financial situation are turning into concrete evidence. He has filed a new lawsuit seeking $175 million, alleging his former investment manager and real estate advisor defrauded him over multiple years. However, many of these situations involved signed paperwork detailing agreed-upon splits. For example, Floyd took out a large loan against the value of his jet. When the jet was sold, a significant portion of the money went to repay this loan and other debts. Documents, including a payoff demand statement for the jet naming Floyd Mayweather as the borrower, totaling around $279 million, and a bank wire transfer receipt were sent to Floyd. This contradicts his claim that the jet sold for only $1 and that he was unaware of the sale terms. Pictures show Floyd signing the contract and then holding the aircraft purchase and sale agreement immediately afterward, without appearing disappointed. Text messages from Jonah to Floyd in September 2025 confirmed the completion of house and airplane contracts, to which Floyd responded, "Let's go." Further evidence includes a text from Floyd to Jonah requesting an update on the plane, to which Jonah replied, "Plane is ready to close." Unfortunately for Floyd, he faces massive lawsuits worth hundreds of millions, which many believe he is likely to lose. Showtime, the company he is suing, eventually went out of business, and many of those contracts would have been meticulously detailed. Furthermore, the investment manager he was suing possesses hundreds of receipts and agreements that corroborate his side of the story. As one tweet highlighted, "This is a wild story. Floyd Mayweather is a legend that the close associates who spent years gaining his trust scammed him out of $175 million. But maybe 50 Cent was right about him not being able to read, because in the lawsuit he claims that he unknowingly signed paperwork transferring ownership of his Gulfstream jet with the buyer selection left blank. He also claims he doesn't know where the jet sale money went, alleging $7.5 million was transferred into what he believed was an investment deal, while $100 million worth of jewelry was allegedly exchanged for only $13 million, with a large collection later going missing. Jonah, his former advisor, saved hundreds of private images and screenshots of text messages, understandable given the millions of dollars involved. Jonah reportedly worried that Floyd, facing financial difficulties, would blame those around him. In November 2025, Jonah sent Floyd a message stating, "I can help continue to create income for you for life, but you need to start saving more money and spending less. Borrowing from a credit line should be for investment purposes, not to pay past due bills because we will have to pay it back." It appears Floyd was overspending and lacked control over his primary finances, trusting others to invest his money. When these investments failed, he lost most of it. Even when Logan Paul demanded his payment, Floyd consistently deferred him, suggesting that the decision to pay might not have been his alone. Logan Paul revealed, "He owes me $1.5 million. He pre-sold the fight using my likeness to some company in, I think, Dubai for $10 million cash. We ended up doing the fight in the States with a different company. Our deal was 15%. He smoked me. 15% of $10 million is $5 million. That company that paid him that money is suing him. He has a bunch of legal trouble at the moment. I don't think I'm ever getting the money. Before even reaching a courtroom, Floyd Mayweather has undermined many of his own lawsuits, as digital footprints on social media contradict some of his accusations. He failed to consider such evidence when deciding to pursue legal action. For instance, a contract shows an 80% allocation for Mayweather Promotions and 20% for First Apex Ventures, with Floyd's signature agreeing to the terms. In a fraud claim against Recnats and First, Floyd alleges that I all first signed distribution letters as manager of Voda Properties and CEO of Voda Properties when he held no such office. However, a screenshot of Floyd's Instagram from over a year ago shows him promoting a real estate conference where I all first is listed as the CEO of Voda Properties, with Floyd speaking alongside him. Floyd himself once boasted, "I had a very, very smart team. Guys that were very, very educated in real estate. I gave them 9 figures. I went from 7. I skipped over 8 because it was paying so good. I went to 9 figures." Floyd had been retired and doing exhibition fights for a while, but years ago, 50 Cent made a prediction that many found hard to believe. Floyd Mayweather's money was running dry, and he would soon be fighting and competing again out of necessity. When asked if Floyd should return to the ring, 50 Cent replied, "I think he got to right now because the money's gone." Yeah, that's what I think. It's get the money, spend the money. Despite earning vast sums, 50 Cent believed it would vanish within 2 years due to Floyd's extremely high overhead. He added, "With that lifestyle, that money is gone, trust me. Now it's like you call him, he'll be at your local host in the nightclub because he needs that action right now." Indeed, as this video is being made, Floyd Mayweather is literally returning to the ring this month for an exhibition fight against an unknown opponent. He needs the money and is even willing to risk his undefeated record by fighting Manny Pacquiao in a rematch, despite previously vowing never to return to boxing. However, he is already breaching the contract details. The fight is not cancelled, but Floyd Mayweather is officially in breach, a situation that began when he made certain statements on a Saturday. He has a cure period to rectify multiple breaches. Once again, Floyd is signing agreements without fully grasping their implications. He signed to fight Manny Pacquiao, putting his professional record on the line for a substantial fee, yet he later declared it an exhibition. When asked about Floyd's perception of it as an exhibition rather than a real fight, it was confirmed that the contract signed was for a real fight. This was never intended to be an exhibition. Manny Pacquiao had no interest in one. For the record, Floyd Mayweather signs not 1, not 2, but 3 different agreements on 3 different dates with 2 different parties, all intertwined in January, related to his return to professional boxing. He received money for all 3 agreements, signed on October 24th, November 6th, and December 14th. He even took an advance on his purse for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight involving another lender. Therefore, his claims that it's not a real fight are complete nonsense. Essentially, Floyd Mayweather, now approaching his 50s, is repeating the same pattern, signing contracts he doesn't understand, taking upfront advances, and then failing to adhere to agreements, incurring additional legal fees. While these high-profile fights could potentially resolve his financial woes, he seems trapped in a cycle of past mistakes. There are also ongoing attempts to arrange a fight with Mike Tyson, a deal that continually falls through. Mayweather often believes everyone is against him, but he has been involved in many questionable dealings himself. He once remarked, "They're upset. See, they're upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So you know what? Great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money, so they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Listen, this is what God wanted.